Hey comic book fans, my nerdy friends, and my geeky compadres, what's going on? Welcome to another Tradin with RWC. This time we're going to be talking about another Elseworlds story that I picked up the other day. This is Batman Holy Terror. Okay, Batman Holy Terror. This was written by Alan Bernert and Norm Breyfogle did the art. I probably murdered those names, but that's who did it. This is really a strange story. It's kind of like England still has control of the United States. And it's still kind of, it seems like it's back in time, but then like Victorian times a little bit, but not so much. Like there's parts that you kind of get that feeling, but then at the same time there's other parts that make it feel modern. I think they just kind of went with it feeling more Victorian style because England still had control. But either way, I guess the time doesn't really matter. But we have kind of Batman's origin story as far as this world. His parents were killed in front of him, of course, but instead of it being just kind of a rogue villain, it's a conspiracy between the church and state to murder his parents because they were running a kind of like a free clinic for the unsavory of the population. So we don't really find that out until later on in the story, but it turns out instead of like going abroad and learning martial arts and becoming who Bruce Wayne is normally, he becomes a priest. He takes up the cloth and wants to spread God's word, which was kind of interesting. But then he finds out, like I said, that his parents' murder was an execution, really, started by the church and state of the time. It's quite interesting. There's a whole huge cast of characters in here that we know. Like Barry Allen's in this. He's captured by I forget what it is. That church. It's not the church, it's somebody. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I feel like an ass trying to review this because it's very difficult. But really, it's kind of mix Batman with V for Vendetta, and this is kind of what you get. Barry Allen's being held captive. So is Clayface. Well, Clayface is working for I think it's a bishop. I may be wrong, but along that lines. Aquaman is captured, and I believe he dies. Zatanna is working for the bishop. like I said, this cast of characters is actually quite interesting. But yeah, very, very neat. Superman's in it as well. Probably my favorite part because he's like chained up and stuff. But the way he's chained up, he looks like Jesus on the cross. Right there. And throughout the story here, Batman questions his loyalty to the church, and kind of toys with the idea of just being a vigilante and not working to spread God's word. Really interesting story. I love all these Elseworlds stories. They're really fantastic. This one in particular I really enjoyed. The art in this one is really phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed it. There's that. That's Gotham. See if I can find some other stuff. There's a cathedral where Bruce becomes a minister or priest. Batman has this really cool look when he's in the costume and everything. I'll show you right there. I really like that bat logo. I think it's awesome. But yeah. I mean, if you're into Elseworlds stuff like I am, I love all the Batman Elseworlds that I've read so far. So give this a check. I picked it up. It's either $2 or $3, and it's totally worth it. Cover price is even $4.95. You can pick these up pretty cheap, and they're complete story. Just awesome stuff. Really, really good. Hi, Phoenix. Say hi to everybody. Alright. That's it. That's Batman Holy Terror. Go check it out. Bye. Bye.